This is Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia COVID-19 update.
Well, so many adversaries and measures constantly dissipated through various mediums. Still, there are millions who do not understand what they really mean. Isolation means separating people who are ill with symptoms of COVID-19 and may be infectious to prevent the spread of the disease. Physical distancing means being physically apart. It is recommended that you keep at least 2 meters, that's 3 feet distance from others. This is a general measure for everyone it should take, even if they are well with no exposure to COVID-19. Quarantine means restricting activities or separating people who are not ill but may have been exposed to COVID-19. The goal is to prevent the spread of the disease at the time when people just develop symptoms. There have been many theories woven around COVID-19. These theories are legendary. I will say one of such theories is that the virus was meant to depopulate Africa, thereby reducing the world population. Another theory says China wants to depopulate Africa so as to claim African land and as the annex of China, where Chinese citizens whose country is overpopulated will later flourish. Not minding all these speculations, the reality on ground now is that the virus has started ravaging Africa, and for now there is no known cure for COVID-19, as there is yet to be an acceptable vaccine against this virus. But the only acceptable solution for now is to prevent the spread of the virus among the populace. So it is very important to take all precautionary measures serious. This is Abia State COVID-19 update, and welcome to the program. My name is Michael Oni, and on this program we highlight daily reports of the Interministerial Committee on the Control of COVID-19, as well as Abia State Governor Okezie Ikpeazu's efforts in ensuring that the state is safe from the virus. It is running simultaneously every weekday, from Mondays through Fridays on several radio stations. Live on BCA 88.1 FM, Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, Buzz 89.7 FM, and Real 99.1 FM, all in Abia State, the God's own state. Now this morning, we're taking a look at the task force enforcement of the lockdown and the curfew in Abia State. I will take you through the global figures and also the tally in Nigeria concerning COVID-19 later on the program. But let's take a look at the enforcement this morning in Abia State, talking about the curfew, talking about the lockdown imposed by the governor of the state. As I do have joining me this morning the Honorable Commissioner for Environment, who is also the chairman of the task force enforcement of COVID-19 in Abia State, Dr. Solomon Ogunji. Glad to have you join us this morning, Honorable Commissioner.
Thank you.
Now let's take a look at how it has been. We started with the lockdown initially. Then the governor imposed a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew, both in all the nooks and crannies of the state. How have you been able to ensure strict compliance to these precautionary measures put in place as far as enforcement is concerned?
We have tried to do it both ways.
Okay.
Informing our people, sensitizing them, carrying them along, involving law enforcement agents, involving non-voluntary agencies like Scout, these other people that assist us, because in enforcement, because it's not a criminal enforcement.
Okay.
You don't want to go and arrest people. If it was a criminal enforcement, or like you're enforcing monthly sanitation, which somebody is breaking the law, you will be a little bit stronger in your approach. But enforcing this one about COVID, which is about health, something that is novel, that has not happened here before. We are going through all kinds of routes. The major one being persuasion, and then advising our people, and being a little bit reserved.
So how do you go about convincing people stay at home? You don't need to stay outside. It's very difficult, especially for those operating tricycle in the States.
You see, I will not give you something that is statistic.
Okay.
But let me tell us, a great majority of educated people who are people in the civil service, people who are well traveled, major traders, they've adhered to this thing and stay at home. Because they watch television, they see what's happening, and they follow the trend. We don't have up to 5 to 10% of our people disobeying. Okay. Because if you say, because the population of Keke in Umuahia is like 10,000. Look at their numbers. You can do that to look at their registration numbers.
Okay.
There are not up to 5,000 of them here. If 5,000 are disobeying with another 5,000, that would be 10,000. It won't be up to 10% or 5% of people living in Umuahia. The only thing is that because the roads are few, you encounter them every day, and you think that the whole people are conforming and sitting at home. Nobody had died before and come back home.
Interesting. So let's take a look at the compliance level now concerning Abia axis. We had issues, especially for those journalists monitoring for us here. We had issues. There are issues of people not complying, especially at the Abia axis during the lockdown and also the curfew. How did you manage that?
We are having even as we speak now, we are having tremendous pressure from Abia. Like as you see, Umuahia is a state capital and a little more bureaucratic. Okay. They understand things. They are not traders. They are not businessmen. They see these things, read them, and read between lines, and try to cooperate if they can help it. But Abia people are businessmen. Now, if you look at the percentage of people who go to the market to do their sales, and at the end of the day use the profit of their sales to buy food for the day, you find out that it will be practically impossible to hold that person down for like more than 1 week, because the argument will be that it will be impossible to continue to stay at home and die of hunger. That's the pressure that we're having in Abia. I don't think it's because that they don't know that there's coronavirus. The percentage of people who are insane, who are saying that there's no coronavirus, very few. Everywhere that we go, where we're implementing, if you ask people to put on their mask, they will do it. The few people will help you and say, put on your mask. There is coronavirus. And everywhere that you confront somebody who said there's no coronavirus, even in the Facebook and everywhere, as soon as you say it, you see hundreds and thousands of people attacking the person. They know only that the level of education, level of hunger is too much for the people in Abia. So they are agitating and giving us too much pressure.
That must be one of the challenges you're facing in Abia.
Major challenge.
Interesting. Then how you're enforcing now, it's another thing I'm really so concerned about, Honorable Commissioner. I understand there is a mobile court in place.
Yes.
When you catch someone, the person will be forwarded to the mobile court for prosecution. Now, there is a particular video trending on the social media of some enforcement officers, the task force, your men, using using cane on a particular citizen in Abia.
Have you seen the law?
The law.
The law provides for people to be flogged. It's in the law.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, it's in the law.
So if you disobey using
and you don't have money, it's in the law. Use of cane is in the law.
Interesting.
I'm telling you.
So many persons do not know about
that. They
that.
don't know. It's in the law now.
So it
the only
means
thing was, yes,
if
it's in
you
the
are
law.
caught in the streets of Abia State
And
today,
it's in the law.
you will be flogged.
No, not that you'll be flogged.
Okay.
You know, the process will be at the last resort, when you can't fund maybe 500 naira, the option of accepting either to pay or to be flogged. Somebody can say, flog me.
How many strokes of the cane, Honorable Commissioner?
I know that there's a provision. I know that there is a provision there.
Okay.
And I know that in Abia, a boy was flogged. That one is not, didn't go viral. Because I think he accepted and chose the option of being flogged. It's in the law.
Now, it's a lady being flogged anyway. In that
So
particular
for
video.
me, I wasn't there at that time. So maybe they took that option for her, which I wouldn't support if I was there. If I was there, I would have tried to find some money and pay the fine for her. Just because if she's a lady, she can be your sister, your daughter, or your wife.
I want us to take a look at the lockdown, the closure of our entry points in Abia State. As it stands now, very soon we will be witnessing a phased relaxation of the lockdown in Abia State. We have directives already, but we're respecting more directives from the government. But I want to know, how are you ensuring that we do not have leakages in some of these borders closed, some of the borderlines and our entry points?
I want to be realistic, my brother. I don't come here to say things just for the sake of saying them. We want to relax so that our economy doesn't collapse. We want to relax so that our brothers and sisters who are sitting at home will come out and trade and buy things and feed themselves. Why doing so too? We want to be safe. There'll be leakages. See, people all over the world, you know that some people will always refuse to obey the law. Me and you now, we sit and read and see that somebody has been sentenced to death. And on the day that we go and execute the person, pickpockets will go and steal things.
I'm happy you are aware of the leakages, the porosity of the borders.
So look at the argument. I'm going to ignore, for me, who is doing this enforcement. I'm going to ignore it, take the percentage, persuade people on both sides. See, even the argument that you are making that the police are using force, yes, they are. Then the civilians who come to refuse to obey the law, in some of the cases, those problems are caused by the police. In some of the cases, the problem are caused by our own civilians. When you see a man carrying a gun and he's there frustrated and asking you, we are going to die, and you are pushing, anything can just happen. So for me, I don't come and be the part of the civilian that you say, the police, they want to kill us. Or I just say, the police, I blame the police or blame our people. If we exercise restraint, for instance, today, they are telling me that there is a whole hold up. I mean, no more in Abia. We have not relaxed the lockdown. People are supposed to be in their houses. What we did was to set up roadblocks in some certain places so that we know the route that people are coming in from, so that we'll be able to monitor people coming from outside the state. Because if you take, for instance, if you block this Umuahia at gate, everybody who lives in Umuahia, in fact, if you block Abia Road, people will go through Ishikot and drive through the other way to very close to Flow FM here. But if you are coming from outside the state, you won't know that there's a road here. You will go direct and be caught at FMC. So if you block it at some points, we will be sure that if there is curfew, people won't go and rob people, use the pretense of curfew, rob people and run away. Those ones are very, very things that are experienced that we
all right. Just a moment. We need to go for a break now. When we return, we'd like to ask you what will be your focus and the focus of your team when the lockdown is gradually eased. It is Abia State COVID-19 update. It is live on several radio stations in the state simultaneously. And of course, we do have Dr. Solomon Ogunji, the Honorable Commissioner for Environment and also the Chairman of the Task Force Enforcement of COVID-19 in Abia State. We will be right back.
This is Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia COVID-19 update.
Well, it is still Abia State COVID-19 update live on BCA 88.1 FM, Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, all in Umuahia, the capital of Abia State. We are also live on Bars 89.7 FM and Real 99.1 FM, both in Aba, the commercial capital of Abia State. And talking about social distancing, which is the physical distancing, it is very important you stay some meters away. That's 6 feet, which is about 2 meters, 1.83 meters from the next person to avoid contamination if the person is infected with COVID-19. And of course, we need to let you know globally, as it stands now, as of today, 4th of May 2020, 7 a.m., more than 3.5 million people have now been infected worldwide by coronavirus. Well, let's be specific. 3,566,805, while over 247,000 people have died from the respiratory disease, and 1,156,982 people have recovered. Most cases reported United States with over 1.15 million, Spain with over 217,000, Italy with over 210,000, United Kingdom with over 187,000, France with over 168,000 confirmed cases. Those are the top 5 countries with highest confirmed figures. And the one that caught my attention over the weekend in India, as a country, confirming 40,263 cases of infection as of Sunday evening, according to the data on the Health Ministry's website, as the country prepares for another 2 weeks of extended lockdown with some ease of restrictions. Now, Nigeria's tally of the confirmed cases of COVID-19 rose to 2,558. There was a drop in the number of infections reported on Sunday evening to 170 compared to the 220 reported on Saturday evening. Now, the breakdown of the new cases showed that Lagos led with 39 cases, followed by Kano 29 and Ogun State with 24 cases. Now, Nigeria has so far tested 17,566 persons. And of course, in Abia State, we have 2 confirmed cases with 1 active case after one of the cases was successfully managed and discharged from the isolation center. The patient is the oldest patient in the southeast to make it back to good health from the disease. Interesting. And you need to know that there is Abia State Telehealth app. That's a mobile application on your Android mobile device. It has been launched by the governor, a remote clinical platform for healthcare service delivery where healthcare consumers can access care from their providers, whether to originate contact or for follow-up. Now, that app, you can download it at www.abiatelehealth.com/download app. Abia Telehealth, that's Abia T-E-L-E Telehealth, the normal spelling for health, HEALTH.com/download app, that's download app. You can call your doctor, contact your family healthcare facilities, list of the healthcare centers that we have in Abia State around you, available with contact numbers, all available to you. So that's the situation. Now, we still have the Honorable Commissioner for Environment, Dr. Solomon Ogunji, and also he doubles as the Chairman of the Task Force Enforcement of COVID-19 in Abia State. But before we open the phone lines, Honorable Commissioner, what is going to be the focus for the team when the lockdown is gradually eased? We have the modalities already as released and also read by the governor during that press conference on Friday.
The concentration will be on social distancing, wearing of face masks, and then helping the federal government and ourselves to enforce boundary closures and then enforcing the curfew.
Okay. So it is very important. As it stands now, essential workers that are on the street trying to make it to their places of primary assignment, it is also very important for them to wear their face masks.
Yes. And then the argument about face masks is just to save yourself. That's why when we talk about this enforcement, I'm always very taken aback when you be asking somebody to wear face mask to save himself and his family. It's not to save you. You have a problem too, because if he has it, he will give it to everybody that is around there. So it's a general public health problem. And then you are advising our people. That's why in some of the times, I'm always very, very, very sober when I talk to Igbos and say, and then you see people say it's not existing. Let them wear their face masks, and then we open up this thing, and then people can have their normal life temporarily.
You've talked about the lockdown.
And then another thing is, we advise and beg our traders not to invite traders from outside the state, like what they are doing at Kent in Abia.
Okay.
In and around Kent, and in the shop, what do they call that place now? Ayoche. Shopping plaza. That's what they call it. In and around that whole area. Our people invite people from the north to come and buy, and they sell in the night. Wow. I'm just announcing because I know they will hear it. Our people, our importers, will bring people from outside the state, and they sit around and trade in the night without wearing face masks, without doing social distancing, breaking the curfew, and just doing what they want, and pretending that if they catch it, that they won't die. And of course, these are people doing it, are educated, well-traveled. They know that what he's doing is wrong, and they want to die trying to get money. It's unfortunate.
0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Also drop messages on 0906 510 8289 on the SMS line. This one says, Honorable Commissioner, this morning I witnessed it as one Inspector Chukwudi of Isukwato Police Division collected 1,000 naira bribe from a motorcyclist for carrying two people. Is that the correct thing? Enyina from Isukwato.
Very bad. But the argument will be, why will this man be carrying somebody against the law, against his own health, and then the policeman is collecting money? Who am I to blame now? I blame the policeman that is collecting bribe from somebody that has broken the law. If you didn't break the law, you wouldn't. If they were wearing face masks and they were going, nobody will come to go and collect money.
We have someone on the line. Good morning to you. Okay, we lost that. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael Oni.
Welcome.
Good morning, Commissioner of Environment.
Thank you.
My name is Owakwe Chidebe. I'm calling from Umaya here.
You're welcome. You have 30 seconds, please.
Yeah, I don't have much to say than to come. Measures he has been taking as regards to this COVID-19. I'm only pleading with our brothers, please. The 1 naira that you collect from people today may elude your family, including you. The earlier you desist from bribing, the better for you. More especially in our neighboring borders. A very whole lot of activities going on at that on Nemo. Please, my commissioner, you people should look into it.
All right, thank you.
Security agencies are collecting money.
Let me tell you something, my brother. Every youth, every community that decides that people will come across their border, they won't come, irrespective of who is police, who is the security agent. Every active youth group, all people living around there, if they say people won't cross, our governor, our people, our Nigeria, the whole world is suffering. Don't cross is the law. The police will not cross.
Okay.
It's when the youth collude with them and then leave the place open and then try to pay bribe or fight unnecessarily.
Hello.
That's when you have problems.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Festive.
Okay. Your question.
I want to thank the commissioner for their efforts they are doing. Also, want him to let the police officers, there are people that have to keep the law. They don't have to collect bribe. Even somebody gives them bribe, they shouldn't have collected it. They should take the person to the court so that when somebody has such thing like that, he will not disobey again.
Okay. Thank you very much. On the SMS line, this one says, good morning, gentlemen. We are now poised with this worldwide pandemic, just like a battle. But it's only when you survived that you will be termed a warrior. All hands must be on deck to terminate this deadly virus. Government should play their part. Citizens should also play their role. We are all in this together. And any default from any angle makes the effort of any other angle void and fruitless, thereby driving us back to square one. Let us unite and fight this battle. That's coming from Damilola, all the way from Lagos. Thank you, Dami from Lagos. Honorable Commissioner,
My dear.
I want to really appreciate you for your time on the program this morning. What you appeal to the members of the public once again as you go about your duty and your duties rather in ensuring that there is total compliance to some of these directives from the government.
Let me make this appeal. It was the appeal that the governor made when we went and did our stakeholders meeting last week. He said, at the time when a trader who wants to sell something across the counter, across anywhere, says, please, if you are not wearing your face mask, don't come, don't talk to me, I won't sell to you. That would be when you would have made his day. When our people support us to prevent this disease because they are part of it, it's not something that we're going to go and fight.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable
you.
Commissioner, for being part of
You're
the program.
welcome.
Abians, you are being advised to take precautionary measures when leaving your houses by always using face masks and maintaining social distancing. My name is Michael Oni. The program returns tomorrow. Stay safe and take responsibility.
This is Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia COVID-19 update.